Most of them was slim. Like my grandfather was never in the house. And he ate just as much as I did, but he always was that old man, just unnecessary strength. And he was skinny. So I think that's the difference between us and them, is that we don't move around that much. That's why when people try to make excuses for why they big and they say, "Oh well, it's the culture of this," and I ask this question every single time. I say, if you were to eat right and move as much as as much as you're recommended, would you be at the weight that you're at? And the answer is always no. So when you overweight. Don't it ain't no excuse. You know when you overweight.
When I went to college in my freshman year, I gained 10 pounds, and my track coach was like, "No, ma'am, no," and it was because of the food. So I had to change it up. But
A quick tip though, because we on this topic heavy, you cannot have so like the snacks. So what really makes people gain weight is like the processed food, which is like chips, anything packaged, even the soda. I know you said use the broth. Even the broth too, it has a lot of sodium. So we have to learn how to make things from scratch. So for a real quick tip, for real quick, I had made a chicken stew, right? You have to have a certain pot, and you put all the meat in this pot. You let the natural juices create the broth by itself, where you don't have to use broth at all. Stuff like that is what you're gonna help keep your weight down. So you gotta like. And the second tip is make sure you get those foods out of your house. Like if you're used to snacking, don't have snacks in your house. Like you're used to drinking soda, don't have soda in your house. Don't buy
get you a
Minute
good
Maid.
flavored bubbly water.
Don't buy don't buy Tropicana. Like you if you have it in your house, of course you're gonna drink it. Shit, I'll drink it too. But drink it outside. When you go outside, that's how we switched. We went outside, we drank it. In the house, we don't have that stuff in here. We learn how to buy healthier snacks. I'm not a snacker, but in my house, people are. So we learn how to buy healthier snacks, eat healthier snacks.
Even with the healthy eating, people are overeating. The whole American culture.
Yeah, I only eat between noon and 7 p.m.
You're not supposed to be eating 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day, and people don't watch portion sizes at all. You look at the average woman's plate, she eating like 2 grown men. Like it's ridiculous. It's the culture that they feed us is we're programmed that way for a reason. They want you sick, they want you overweight, they want you unmotivated, they want you broke, because sick, unmotivated, broke people are easy to control. This is why
it makes them money.
This is why most of the US is overweight. But when you travel outside the country, almost nobody's overweight. And if you are overweight, you're getting shamed. I think we need to bring shaming back. We need there's no reason women should be walking around bigger than men. It's fucking ridiculous. You got women walking around 250 talking about I'm thick. The homegirls in the comments lying to them. Yeah, girl, you look good. No, bitch, you look ridiculous. We got to start telling the truth. Like she said, men will tell our homeboys, like, look, bro, you need to get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Women won't tell they won't tell their friends that. They come home and tell their man, like, man, what's name getting big as hell. But then when she see her, she look good. Tell her she look big as hell. Motivate her. Like, our culture is fucked up.
You said motivate her. I think here's the difference between us and our grandparents. This is actually the big difference, because they actually ate worse than we did. They used to eat that shit that we talking about. You only supposed to eat on Sunday. They really ate that shit every day.
And they got diabetes.
The difference is that when they were coming up, all of them moved around a whole lot more. You was outside. You had to walk 5 miles to work and walk 5 miles back. You had to be out in the yard. You had to tend to the yard. You had to do all this work. They moved around so much more. Nowadays, we try to eat the same way that they do, but the only thing you do is go drive your car to work, sit in your chair, and then drive your ass back home and sit on your couch. So that's really the difference between us and them, because if you look at the pictures, yeah, they get big later, but if you look at our grandparents' pictures, most of them were skinny. Most of them was slim. Like my grandfather was never in the house, and he ate just as much as I did, but he always was that old man, just unnecessary strength, and he was skinny. So I think that's the difference between us and them, is that we don't move around that much. That's why when people try to make excuses for why they big and they say, "Oh well, it's the culture of this," and I ask this question every single time. I say, if you were to eat right and move as much as as much as you're recommended, would you be at the weight that you're at? And the answer is always no. So you know when you overweight. It ain't no excuse. You know when you overweight.
I don't think people know how to eat right anymore.
Nah, they know.
They
This
know.
age of information, it's
They
2023.
know.
It's unlimited knowledge in your pocket. No, people are making the choice not to eat right.
And somebody said that
I've
the
been
food
growing
was.
my own vegetables.
I
Somebody
think
said that
people
the.
do
Very
have
relaxing.
a slight confusion with healthy and weight loss. I do think people do have a slight difference in not knowing something that's healthy and something that will help them lose weight. Because you can eat healthy and not lose weight. And some people say, well, I'm only eating this, but they're eating, like overeating the same thing. They're saying, it's healthy though. This is healthy though.
That's
A
what
lot
I
of people
mean.
might
Like,
get a lot of avocado
let's
and
talk
steak.
about our culture, y'all. The more money we make in our community, women and men, especially women, like Mr. Varro was saying, everyone goes to happy hours 3-4 times a week, drinking 3-4 times a week, plus the weekends, eating these big grown man meals every time for every birthday celebration, every party, every mixer. Our women are really taking in, the intake is out of control. It's out of control. And the more money we have in our community is the more money they're spending in these restaurants with these DJs and these day parties. It is our culture right now. No one's making us do it. It's what we are doing and promoting on social media and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. That's the more people try to show off, oh, I'm doing well because I can be in a restaurant after work 4 days a week and popping bottles on the weekends and just constantly drink and eat. I'm living a good life. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
And somebody tried to say that the food was. Somebody tried to say that the food was fresher back then. I don't care how fresh your food is. If you have two thighs on your plate, some mashed potatoes, some spaghetti, some macaroni and cheese, a rib, a biscuit on your plate, that's still a lot of calories.
That's
I don't
a
care
low
how you try to.
vibrational plate.
That's still a lot of calories. I don't care how you try to slice it.
What's funny, man?
spaghetti not a dinner.
If you're gonna say this, you got to mention the macaroni and cheese, the potato salad for some of them who like the coleslaw. We got to put the real
beans,
stuff.
the baked beans, the deviled egg. Like I don't care, and you will put all that on your plate. So I don't care what. It ain't no amount of fresh food that's gonna make that meal any more healthy than what it is.
The difference.
It's the diet.
The difference is when was Doritos made? Right, we got all these snacks. It's too many.
Yeah,
snacks.
it's the in between meantime that's making people fat. It's not the. It's the process.
All the processed foods. Yes, yeah.
Canned vegetables. Stop eating that. It's killing you.
And you get shamed. I don't know if any of you women have ever been shamed for eating healthy, but you will get shamed for eating healthy, especially in like your family. If your family used to eating a certain way, if you go in there and say, I'm only eating this, it's like, you're only eating that, you're going to starve. Or you going some people will tell
That's
you,
when
like,
you say you should starve.
You're going to die. You're not going to eat anything.
Right.
Like, you'll get shamed for eating that. You're just going to eat that. I couldn't do that. So you'll get shamed trying to eat healthy.
But
I'm an educator, and when I told them I only eat between noon and 7, they tried to shame me, but I was like, but look at you though.
You will get shamed for it.
Hey, y'all, we got to.
It is all that late night eating.
Yeah, more on to the next topic, but I mean, just to piggyback real quick, my grandmother passed away, but when she was living, her and my mother, she's still living. Damn, we got a little Rottweiler, huh? Oh, he don't bite. Sit down. He don't bite. No, but they used to tell me I'm not eating enough. Get your plate. Go ahead and eat. You're getting too little. I said I'm overweight. And they said, no, you're not. You need to eat. So you need to eat more. You need to eat more because they're just so used to eating. I don't think people realize that there's two different types of food. There's a food when you're satisfied, you don't need no more, and then there's a food you just keep eating until you just can't even move. You can't even lean over to tie your shoe. You can't do shit because you just that goddamn full. So I think people need to understand that you just need to eat just to get right. You're not starving. And if you keep stuffing stuff down your stomach, then your stomach is going to increase, which means you're going to eat more. Once you start eating less, your stomach shrinks, and then you'll get full quicker.
You know something,
because tastes good is a killer, y'all.
You know something I was told, JR, when I was growing up, all the time. I was always told this: Real men are either over 6 feet tall or way over 200 pounds. And I was always told that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I took that shit to heart too. Because I had a short man complex. So
Like, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you what I was told is that like most men over the age of 40 have dad bods.
My daughter, when I met my daughter dad, he was 6'5" to 35. He's 6'5" to 10 now. So he did good. Well, we were both athletes though, so I think he knew better.